Welcome back to TFC Plays the Direwolf20 Season 7 pack. Alright. Well, I tell you what, today has not been my day for recording because I have already recorded this episode. And the video part of it came out great. The audio did not record. Yeah. And I love that so much. And so I'm going to try to go over what I did and so on, because just plain post commentary over raw video is annoying. I don't like doing it. It's terrible. It's actually more work than just doing it and so on. So anyway, this thing is now cleared out of the tons of stuff that was in here. Basically, I came in here and I'd take things like there was a bunch of gold. I took the gold and spread it out amongst these machines. That they won't grab it because they're filtered to one item per one particular material per machine. But I can put it in here directly if I want to. And so I did that with a bunch of stuff and with everything else to help it out and speed it up. That and letting things run for a few hours, and I'd go in and load a bunch of stuff into these machines ever so occasionally to keep them going. I found out by trial and error that the massive power drain that I was having before, the reason for that was the Blizz farm was running and the smeltatron over there was going full blast, and it was sucking down power faster than could be generated. However, even with the Blizz farm going, that smelter setup in there, all it has to do now is smelt stuff as it comes in. Because as it comes in is only, you know, a few pieces here, a couple of dozen there, you know, and stuff like that. And the machines in there, they got double layer capacitors, and sag mills are pretty quick to begin with. So, yeah, this is taking care of it. As it comes in, no huge backlog. What was killing it was that huge backlog. All right, great. So, I also decided I didn't want to have to fly 900 blocks to go turn the thing on and off. So I've got a bit of wireless redstone here from Chicken Bones Edition, and I've got it set up so that frequency 1 is for the quarry. Lever here turns the signal on. On the other end, the redstone signal is pointed right at where the power comes out of the power tap on the reactor. And a little bit of shift left click with the Yeta wrench sets that power pipe to be active with signal. And so I turn this on, the signal comes on, the power pipe flows power. When I turn that off, the power pipe doesn't flow any power. The reactor, the reactor doesn't shut down, but the quarry stops getting power because the pipe shuts down. How about that? So, great. Now, meanwhile, I did figure I had a little bit of a difficulty, and it's what I did was actually only a stopgap. But the 4 drums that I put down here for essence, they're full. And so I put a dozen more in there. And I figure that'll work for a little while. And before too awfully long, it won't be a problem because I'm going to be using that essence to spawn other things. Big, black, tall things with purple eyes. Yeah, those guys. Because we need their pearls. Frankly, I want their heads too. And yeah, so got that in gear. Also got a storage bus on the back of this barrel that contains snowballs. Now, I'm sure that several folks have already put it together. Blizz rods, snowballs, cryothium. And that's the whole point. Yes. So, I've got a crafting recipe in here for cryothium dust. And if I go like that, redstone, snowballs, niter to craft that, and blizz powder. Blizz powder I'm going to have to set up a sag mill for. No, actually a pulverizer. Sag mill gets you 2 powder from 1 blizz rod. A pulverizer gets you 4. So I'm going to be setting up a pulverizer down here to handle the blizz rods. Meanwhile, because niter is not something I've been getting much of, I have a machine here set up, and I'm outputting sandstone into it. Sandstone here will get me 2 sand and a 50% chance of niter. And so that's working. Now, because I don't have a ton of sandstone, I also have an auto-crafting recipe up there for sand into sandstone. And I've decided I don't want to run myself out of sand, so I've set this up, a level emitter, that if there is less than 2,000, as long as there's more than 2,000 sand in the system, it will emit a redstone signal. And once again, shift left click with this. The power conduit is normal in-out, but it's only active with a signal. So when the redstone signal goes off, that power line shuts off, and this machine stops after it runs out of power. And it's only going to be running at 100 RF a tick, so yeah, it will run out fairly quickly. So that way I can generate niter without running myself out of the stuff I'm making it from, because glass and so on is also made from sand, and yeah, don't want to run out of that. And I need to set up some kind of glass, automatic glass production. Maybe a full-on cobbleworks would be a good idea, because yeah, like for example, this guy, the bedrockium drum. Bedrockium ingots are just a little bit expensive. We're talking triple compressed cobblestone, 4 of them, and 4 quadruple compressed cobblestone. It makes a block of diamonds seem cheap. It really does. And all that to make 1 ingot of bedrockium. So yeah, expensive, but worth it. 65,000 buckets capacity. Oh yeah, I definitely want that. So I'm going to have to work out. I'm working the design out in my head for a cobbleworks to start generating the stuff and things needed to make the big bedrockium drums. And it's not going to happen overnight, I'll guarantee you that, but it's working. Meanwhile, I was addressing another problem too, and that is the fact that the wireless access point has a range of 16 meters. At first I was thinking, you know, go ahead and make the wireless booster cards and put a few of them in there and get some extra range. And then it occurred to me, maybe I don't have to do that. Now, normally, when I've been down here, I would not have a signal with the wireless terminal thingy here. So I hooked up a cable to the controller, and I know I'm wasting channels there, but I'll get that fixed up eventually, I think. And I put another wireless access point up here. It has a range of 16 meters. It doesn't need another security station. The security station was needed to get this thing hooked up and tied to the system. But now it works over here. Yeah, an 863 blizz rod. That's cool. Yeah. So we're doing pretty good here. And there's going to be some more good coming up fairly soon. And I'm really sorry that I bungled the recording, because it was so much better just doing it live, as it were, and seeing the problem here and there and figuring it out and getting it solved and so on. It's so much better. It's so much more genuine doing it live like that, as opposed to all of this garbage with having to go in afterward and do show and tell. I would rather do it live than to do a show and tell style episode. I've done a few of those in the past, and they're never as good as the real thing, as the real do it live thing. You know, they never are. I know a lot of people seem to make the show and tell style episode work for them. It doesn't work for me because it doesn't feel genuine. It just feels kind of fake, you know? Anyway, things are doing better, and we're getting close, I think, to being able to set up a good size big reactor. And by good size, I'm thinking in the neighborhood of maybe $25,000 F a tick. Yeah, that ought to keep the power needs taken care of for a little while, don't you think? Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.